Hey, hello. Good evening, selamat malam, assalamualaikum, and welcome to LOL with Rizal, season 2. Can you believe it? Season 2. And this will be, I think, the second show? The second show of the year? Or was it the third show of the year? I lost. This is the second show for the year, for sure. Let me just double check. Oh, it's the third. It is the third show. I got Idham and Sharon Tan on the second show, and today we are on our third show here in the beautiful 2022. So, guys, if you're just tuning in, welcome, and glad to see you here with us. And also, feel free to type in the chat room. Let us know, say hi, let us know where you're from, where you're watching from, whether you're at work, and so on. Just join in. And we do have a few people. Yes, number one goes to, hey man, how you doing, Rajesh Sundram? It's been a while. But thanks for joining in. I know that you're interested in this particular topic here. Because I think I've been firing up LinkedIn left, right, center on this particular topic. Amazing engagement. But yeah, I mean, a bit too early days to talk about industrial relations. It's not that fun, but I'm quite glad that it's a very interesting topic that a lot of people like to talk about. Yes. Oh, you say voice louder. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Let me just move it up. Okay, can you hear my voice loud and clear now? Just let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. All right. Okay, so we got a few people coming in. I got hey Muhammad Irfan, thank you so much for the tip. Definitely, I think I've because I was out today. I was out today and I was playing around with my uh, microphone, and then yeah, and I got a few more people here. Hey Alif, how you doing? All the way from Bangi. Assalamualaikum salam. Welcome to LL with Rizal. And also we've got Majid from India. Wow, thank you for tuning in all the way from India. Excellent. I hope everything's okay in India. Cool stuff. And hello, Liana. Thank you for joining us tonight. Wow, we got quite a lot of people coming from all over the place. Nice one. And we got William. Hey, William. Thanks for joining in. Really appreciate it. I know that you're helping out. I'm really happy that you are here with us. It's an amazing topic for sure. A lot of people have been asking me behind the scene, hey, Rizal, what are you going to talk about, man? What are you going to talk about? Hey, thanks, Nantini. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Yes. Today is a bit different. The topic is a bit different. So I'm gonna, because it's a different topic, I'm gonna be changing in my music. And before I do anything, I want to introduce to you to my special guest for the day. And excuse me if you can hear my baby screaming in the background. Yeah, she just had dinner, so she's gonna be very cranky because she's gonna go to sleep soon. All right. Okay. So I got another one. Another LinkedIn user say hi here. Thanks for joining in. Thank you so much. Yes. Who's the dead way? Who is the dead weight? Okay. Now, you guys probably saw I did a post about KPIs and whatnot. And thanks to everyone who signed up, because you know what happened? This is what happened. So this is one of the questions that I laid out earlier this week. So we talked about firing. Now, guys, a lot of you guys were coming and commenting, say, Rizal, don't do that. What's the issue? It's hypothetical. Okay, so I'm a solopreneur. I don't work with anyone. Of course, prior to this, I was in corporate and I fired people. So, you know, it's part of the business. But when we're talking about performance, right? When somebody is underperforming, and it's been quite some time they've been underperforming, and we've been putting in a lot of efforts, and they're still not up to it. What should we do? An amazing 45% people say that, let's fire the person ASAP. And then 30%, 35% said there's always no hope. There's always hope, sorry. There's always hope that we can change things around. And also 20% believe that there are other options. And these other options include, moving them to different departments, giving them, lowering down the benchmark, and then providing them more training. Basically, it's like giving them hope, but a different kind of hope. Don't try and push them out. Let's see if we can utilize that, because in reality, trying to find someone to go and replace and get a new headcount is damn difficult. All right. So if you guys saw the poster, I have a picture of a man here trying to lift up the weight, and it's not easy to lift up, dead weight. And you can see my special guest for today, and I'm gonna bring him on here with us. And I would like to welcome the man of the day. Let's bring him on.
Okay, hi, good
Hey.
evening. Thank you, Rizal, for inviting me to become your guest. Yeah, and thank you for everyone to actually tuning in. Well, a little bit background of myself. Uh, I would say I've been in a corporate world, and don't say corporate world. I've been into this business, building this business since 1997. Yes, I've been actually how should I put it there? Been through the path, yeah, been through the path of hardship, I would say, and then and looking at the questions that Riza actually posted, guess what? What do you think could be my this answer?
Oh, what do you
I'm not a
think?
minority. I'm actually the majority. Yeah, I fired person, and in fact,
Wow.
my record was fired on the same week.
Wow. Same
Yeah,
week.
that was when I was very young. When I started my business back in 1997 when I was 27 years old. Well, so young, being young, the fire is there. Okay, what do I mean by that fire? You you kind of impatient to wait for someone to grow. You just can't wait enough. So,
Mm.
especially when this person kind of not taking your advice, yes, unfortunately, I fire person in the same week before. But when I actually age on, and right now I'm actually 53 years old. Well, I
Oh,
tend
young.
to be, I tend to be more. Well, I would say, uh, I will have more hope for this person. Yeah, I tend to provide more training. I
Yep.
tend to actually give more patience, yeah, and
Mm.
I tend to give more love.
I think we need to give more love for sure,
Yes,
especially these
seriously,
days, right?
seriously. But since I still fire people seriously, yes, I tend to recruit more accurately for now by using some of the tools, especially DISC. When I actually recruiting for this salesperson, yes, I
Mm.
tend to be more accurate in getting my this right candidate. Yeah. So
Mm.
that was me. Yeah. I like your this question, Riza. Thank you so much. Yeah.
No
And
worries.
today we are actually going to talk about why not to say why I hate dead weight. I hate dead weight seriously. Well, seriously, being business owner myself, if we have enough dead weight in the company, guess what? What is actually going to happen to the company? What do you think?
Yeah, let's
The,
ask the audience what happens when you have that weight. I think
yeah, yeah.
let's
What
slow down
happens?
first. Slow down first,
Oh,
because
okay.
I think a lot of people they a lot of people have asked that question. When you say dead weight, what is dead weight? So let's ask the audience what they think. What is dead weight? Just put it there in the chat
Yeah,
function.
yeah.
Let them
Oh,
comment
okay.
and so on and see. So
Yeah,
we got a few people that just joined in. We got Sharon who just joined in. Hey
yeah,
Sharon,
yes.
she
Hi,
was our
Sharon.
guest last week. Yes. And Hazia, always tuning
Yeah,
in. Thank you
hi.
so much. Yay, yay,
Okay, thank
yay.
you. Okay, guys, probably you can type your this your response. Yep. What is this dead weight
Oh.
means to your?
Oh, so Muhammad Irfan says here, most of the time the JD published for the position does not meet what is actually needed or sought for. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why. And
Yes.
I want to confess, lah, huh? Every time there's a result, there's a position that we need to fill, and then we need to do a job description. We Google it. We Google it and see
Same thing
something that is
happened to
very
me
similar,
myself.
put it in our job ad, and then that's it. And then when the person
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
comes, it's a complete mismatch, right? Sorry. Oh my
Yes, you're right.
god. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay lah. Maybe oh we got Mama Irfan goes "Dish." I mean that's true. I mean that has happened once, but after this we can't do that. So look at this comment. He says there's too many dead weight. Angkat kayu mati in. I won't say where at. That's true. Very true. So the main question that we're gonna ask is I'm gonna be asking Sean as well, right? Hey, can you tell everyone how to pronounce your name? Because when I first met you, I wasn't sure how to pronounce your name.
Oh, okay, okay. So sorry, I actually skipped this part. Being too nervous. Well, seriously, I do not do much live show, especially. And when I do kind of sharing like this, I used to have this PowerPoint to back up.
Oh,
Well, well, just to pronounce my name correctly is Sean Phone. Well, I
Sean
have
Paul.
some Western people actually call me Shawnee Phony, but correct way to spell
Yeah.
is actually Sean Phone. Yeah, and in Mandarin, it simply means the wind that bring luck.
Okay.
Yeah, yes,
Sean Owen. Okay, I
yeah,
see.
yes.
Quite cool.
You can call me Sean. Yeah,
Yep, Sean. So I got Muhammad Irfan say, all corporate companies need to fix this first. Yes, exactly. All right. That was just a confession from a while ago. But I think that
yeah.
moving forward, a lot of the times when we do create job descriptions, management should come in and put in their expectations. And then you ask those that are currently working in that similar role to also give input. And the more specialized you are, the better it is. So when people come in, they don't come in blind. So I guess that's one part to fix that. Maybe we're gonna ask away. Let's ask away, Sean. The
Mm-hmm.
question to you. So,
Okay.
what
Yes.
on earth is dead weight? Let's go for it.
Yep. Yes. What on earth is that weight? Yep. And
Oh, he's got something special he wants to show. Is it? You got something special you want to show?
okay, okay, yeah, yeah, sure. Let me share with you all. Well, in my industry, in fact, I run a few businesses, and one of the business is actually about equipment. And we are actually using this equipment. This that way is actually one of the equipment that we use in our industry. Allow me to share screen. Yeah,
Yep.
1 minute.
No worries. So some of us said that I saw one of the comments in the earlier post. People call it dead wood. So dead wood is also one proper way to put it. And the only reason why I put dead weight is because I always try to associate it with heavy lifting. Oh, what's
Yeah,
this?
yeah. This is the dead weight, and it is actually a standard weight that we use to perform calibrations, for equipment, especially balances, as well as the anything about measuring force. Yeah. So this is one of the business that we do, and this is actually a 10 kg dead weight. Well, if you have enough
Mm.
of it, you could actually calibrate a balance of probably up to 1 ton to 2 ton of capacities. Yeah. So this
Mm.
is the dead weight in my industry. And whereas for
Mm.
this dead weight or dead wood in the corporate world, it is actually different. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
cool.
let me
Let's
come
hear
back
from
to
you
yeah,
then. Let's hear
yeah,
from you.
yes.
What is actually dead weight?
Okay, now for dead weight in this corporate world, well, seriously, are those people simply not motivated?
Mm.
Okay. Now, if you probably ask what's the cost of it, well, everybody knows. It's going to cost the lot of money and a lot of resources. Kind of waste in Well, what is actually very important for this dead weight is seriously this um in my dictionary when I was much younger, we want to get rid of it as soon as possible. Yeah, but
Mm.
um yes, this will be the dead weight mean to us for running businesses. Yeah, and
Mm.
it's kind of there's no benefit of having it on board. Yeah,
Mm.
so either we kind of convert them to become someone useful, just like dead weight in our industry. Yeah, it will become a standard that help us to
Mm.
calibrate a balance so that it's actually become accurate again. And whereas for
Mm.
dead weight in the industry, in a company, well, best is do the conversion soon as possible. Convert them to be
Mm.
someone actually motivated, I would say.
Mm.
Well, dead weight to us is actually unmotivated and not actually contributing value for the business. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is what in
Yeah.
terms of dead weight. Yeah. So, and
Nice.
how do we
Nice.
actually convert them? Well, Visa actually has kind of warm up our this participant for tonight with KPI discussions. Yeah, yeah. I
Ah.
would say that's a good one, Riza. Yeah,
Yeah.
KPI is actually one of the system that we can actually use. Well,
Mm.
yeah, yes, correct. So probably Rizal, back in your this day, how did you use this KPI in your this corporate world in the past?
Yeah, I said it in my post, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever someone says KPI, never say it when I'm drinking coffee or something because I suddenly tercekik, because
Yeah.
hey, well, we're talking about something serious now. I just want to chill. I want to have my KOPI. I don't want to have any KPI talks. But in my corporate days, especially with my previous firms, they were very particular about reaching objectives, and everything was so KPI driven. They know
Mm-hmm.
how much time has been spent, how much money has been made, whether you have reached the target number of clients you've spoken to, target number of clients who have paid a certain amount by the end of the month. So for me, it was about transparency and knowing that there is progress, aiming towards achieving a certain KPI lah. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
that was the topic on KPI. In regards to dead weight, I wanted to add lah. So dead weight is a very serious matter because I don't know if you've gone partying, you've gone partying like crazy and you have friends who can't walk back home and you have to carry them. If you haven't felt that before, you wouldn't know because I had a friend who went out partying and I had to go and send that guy home. It was wasted and he couldn't move, just like gone already. And he was only just like 80 kilos or not or so. But because he's that weight, I had to use all my energy together with two more guys to pick them up. And it stuck to me, because when you are unable to move and you have weight in your dead weight, like a body that cannot move, even though you only weigh 80 kilos, because you're so flat, you're not doing anything, you have to bring two or three people to come in. So how to know what is that weight is when you go to your office or when you go to your team, there is someone that is pulling you down and pulling multiple people down for a long period of time. And you just don't want to go to work because of that. Yeah. that's my opinion. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
got
Thank you so much, Visa, for this sharing. Yeah. Yes.
mm,
For Mahesh Varan is actually low potential, low performance. Yes, seriously, it is.
wow.
Yeah. Well. Um.
Terus kena tanya balik. So it's okay. This is a talk show, right? We're supposed to ask each other lah. And then here we got comments here. Many organizations have KPI and have systems to identify performers and non-performers. However, there are still dead weights in organization. What gives? How, Sean? You're the pro here.
Okay. Probably you have more experience with me, than me for these KPI things. Well, many organizations have KPI and have system to identify performer and non-performer. Yes, yes, that's true. There's still a dead weight in the organization. What give? Well, seriously, I would say it is actually due to poor leadership, and I actually seeing it in my companies. In the past, when I was actually kind of I would say didn't use KPI. In fact, my company started to use KPI just very recently, about I think 3 to 4 years ago, when I actually recruited one of my this partner onto this OPSEP calibration business. Well, seriously, he actually started using KPI, and and the leadership is actually a difference. How different is that? Well, seriously, I would describe him as
Hmm.
near very firm person, highly, I would say, have a very high execution power, and very
Hmm.
decisive, yeah, as well as can really act very quickly. Wow, and so
Hmm.
quickly it will mobilize if you are even the dead weight in the companies. Well, okay, what do I mean by that? Well, whenever the staff is not actually kind of after they make the promise and didn't kind of carry out, I actually have a word. I yesterday I just had a lunch with this partner of mine. He would say, the way he kind of get his team mobilized and really act on the promise, he will do something like this. If the staff actually kind of promise they will get things done on the day, he will actually count and really monitor whether or not the staff actually get the task done or not. If the task is not
Mm.
done, his record is calling this person even at 10 p.m. And his question and his follow-up is very simple. Hey, hi. Well, you kind of promised me you're gonna get this thing done, am I right? uh, what time can I see it to get done? Can you let me know? Serious. At 10 p.m. Well, according to him, he seldom do this, but however, should he find the staff that really kind of dead weight, well, this will be one of the way he get the team actually get out of this dead weight behavior. You know, to really make this
Mm.
person accountable for what he actually promised. Yeah. So this is what one of the way. By having a very clear system is one thing, but what is really important thing is actually leadership. Yeah. So leadership is very important. Besides having this transparent management. Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
I just don't know whether have I actually addressed accurately on this.
That's okay. I think it's a sharing, and I think I
Yep.
got quite a lot of good points there. For me, it's very simple. Like you said, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
when you have KPIs, that is very big. You want to
Yeah.
start doing things small by, daily reminders, daily
Yeah.
small tasks,
Yeah.
daily KPIs, and
Yes.
then after that, move forward. All right. So I got
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad here. Get the minimum skills requirement right for the position, then source for candidates who meet it. This will save time, effort, and dismay. When a company is looking for a person who needs to have ABC, but publish requirements that are ABC limited to, and another 20 points of a requirement. Yes, it's true. Sometimes when you go online, when you check job ads, they do list up quite a lot of redundant items in there. For example, someone who is a go-getter, go
Yeah.
get what coffee, yeah, right? You got to be. I think that at least the first 5 or 6 lines really really define what they do, and more importantly, I guess that uh, when somebody does actually do come in for an interview, that description has to be very detailed in there. Okay, so we got quite a few comments here. Semua pun cakap KPI, tapi faham ke KPI itu apa? And then based on your definition, someone who is performing well but is creating a toxic environment will be considered that way. And software would not pick up on it. Any thoughts? Whoa, Melvin says that.
Oh yeah.
Ah, how?
Okay. Now, um, this is actually really a good questions. Now, um, this is something that KPI would not be able to pick up. Why? Because usually KPI is actually kind of assessed onto the output. You know, the number
Mm,
of what sort of sales figure, production value you're able to kind of churn out. Well, uh, in terms of this, it will you will need to approach it from a different perspective.
mm,
Human interaction is still very important. Beside having this, KPI thing where software seriously are not able to pick up. But however, it depends on how frequent you do this competency evaluation. Well, some people do this
mm,
competency evaluation or this feedback probably once a year. Well, seriously, then this one will go undetected for a year. Wow. So you're actually doing this 360 feedback regularly. Yes, you will be able to kind of pick it up. So it is still a function in a software. This software, some people actually call it as a 360 feedback. Yeah.
mm,
Where it's actually a feedback from the peers, to this person. So I would say yes, it will go undetected for a while, but it's not going to be long. So it's actually going to be
mm,
on your this I would say the approach. How do we actually do this feedback and how frequent to do it? If you're actually doing it on
mm,
kind of quarterly on this 360 feedback,
mm,
or we use the tools as whenever we feel actually needed. Well, yes, we should be able to still use this software to help us to kind of
mm,
detect the situation early and get it fixed.
mm.
Yeah, yes. So
Wow,
this is
that's tough.
something that we are actually practicing for now.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm. I like that. I like that because 360 feedback is one way to be able to solicit information indirectly,
yeah,
and more importantly, right? I don't know. This is my own opinion. When it comes to people's performance, it's not fair to judge it on a, at the end of the year, and then you start telling people what you think about them, and it's not going to work well. And I mean, if you're a manager and you have 20 people that you have to assess, and at one point in my time, I had to do 50 people at the year end.
Mm-hmm.
How can I give really valuable feedback? Maybe I'm excited the first 10, the last 40 will be very hard unless they're really, really outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
So my keyword that I'll put in when it comes to, performance is that people engagement. And when I say people engagement, it's not about going to talk and so on. Is that having a structured format to be able to engage your employees, be it communication verbally, be it communication through town halls, meetings, having a pool discussion, or number of social events, number of initiatives, and throughout that, you build that sense of culture, sense of belonging together as a team, and so on. And then from there, if you do pick up some of the unhappiness, or you can see some performance that are dipping, it's easier for you to approach rather than tell them at the end of the year you didn't match what you're supposed to do. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, Rizal.
Yeah, we got lots of people commenting here. So we got Nantini saying
Okay,
sometimes the
Tini.
setting of KPIs in itself may not be smart, then how to achieve, considering that not everyone is familiar with setting KPIs. Just a thought from another perspective. It's very true. That's
Yeah,
why I
it's
brought you
true.
in here, Sean,
Yeah,
because even
yes.
for me, KPI
Yeah,
setting is hard, and you're the KPI and OKR expert, right? Maybe you can give us some tips beyond
yeah,
smart, right?
sure.
Well, how then do you set up KPIs?
Yes. Thank you for this, Tini. Yeah. Well, yes, smart KPI. It How should I put it? It's no longer that smart. That's the reason why we actually come up with smarter KPI.
Wow. My God, really
Yeah, yeah, yes,
smarter.
God. Okay, smart stand for being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. Am I right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and the smarter, the ER stand for, we going to inject in the excitement into the system. Yeah, yes.
Mm.
So, how do
Excitement.
we actually inject this excitement? We will inject this reward and recognition into the system. What many people actually have forgotten, uh, KPI, we actually simply dealing with people, and we need to actually get our people involved and buy the idea, especially we want to get them engaged. And one of the way is actually inject this element of recognition and reward. So to kind of have this what they call beside excitement, so reward and this recognition should actually comes in. So with that, the KPI would have become a smarter KPI. Yeah.
So
So
it's
so in this
okay.
way, it will actually kind of help out. Yeah. So what is this excitement that we are able to actually inject? We tend to use these tools called leaderboard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this leaderboard is kind of going to rank whoever actually perform probably top three, and in our company, we will reward the top one. Yeah, for those,
Mm.
and it's actually we actually apply it onto our this sales team. So the person that actually ranked the number one, yes, they will get a prize to stay in a 5-star hotel. So that actually provide them some kind of excitement, something they look into for reason for them to win. Yeah, so
Mm.
this is one of the I would say a smarter KPI system that you can actually apply onto
Mm.
your companies. Yes,
Oh, that's
it
so
works.
cool,
This thing
man.
works.
I mean, it won't solve all the big problems, but I love the point that we're talking about excitement and recognition, and reward also. You can put it
Yeah.
in
Yes.
because it's beyond something like smart is very it's very critical. You got to be make sure that it's all about you and so on. But that element of excitement, how can
Mm-hmm.
you spice things up for your work? Because that's it, right? I want to go to work every week, every Monday. I want to look
Mm-hmm.
forward to a very productive, work environment, and I'm happy. And I for one, I swear, for the last 20 years when I was at the office, I have never had a time where I don't want to go to work, no matter how bad it is. I love my work, and
Mm-hmm.
one of the reason is because there's that excitement factor, and
Yes.
the more effort I put, the more I try to go beyond what I am expected to do in pushing myself, there will be some recognition and also some reward factor in it. And I was always chasing for that. So I think I love that smarter
Yeah.
smarter angle. Wow, so
Yeah,
cool.
it works. It works for our companies, and I believe it work for many companies as well. Yeah, yeah. And
Mm.
in fact, it is to many company, especially MNC company. it is kind of I would say a kind of standard program that they actually kind
Mm.
of have. Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Very
yeah.
true. Nice, nice. So I got a lot of conversations are going right. So Muhammad says here, semua pun cakap KPI tapi KPI is set on based organizational goal deliverables and meets the direction for that specific position. So this a really good company who emphasizes on high performance would definitely cater or customize proper KPIs. It's not one size fit all. And the worst thing is that if you set KPIs based on market standards that you don't know whether it's relevant to you, so it definitely must, put a lot more emphasis on that. Manager will carry a director or a CEO KPI. Well, expected.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
I guess that it depends on the business owner themselves. Sometimes, business owners, if you like, for instance, myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used to run 3 companies. Now I'm running 2. How do I set my own KPIs for my team? It's a question mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I need time to be able to determine what is normal, and then for me the next benchmark will be the KPI, which is the next step up, relatively speaking, right? So that's
Yeah.
easy. But when you're joining a large organization, multi-million dollar, you
Mm-hmm.
have tons of workers and multiple departments and so on, things need to run with a structure. Then you start to really figure out what, KPIs really about. And Raja Sundram, for those that don't know, Raja Sundram is actually a lawyer, and he has represented staff people in court cases, IR as well. It's a
Ah.
term used to refer to an employee who really knows his stuff, who is of no use because they have become burden to an establishment. They're no longer performing and has become as good as alive but dead and cannot be moved. KPI is the key to make that decision. Actually, that's true. One of the main reason why KPI is important because there is a documentation or a record of performance. Kan?
Mm-hmm.
Betul tak? Right? If we
Yep.
people don't match KPI, then it's clear you're supposed to be able to get 10, you only got 9. And, in the eyes of the law, you have not matched. It's just very clear.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I guess that's from Rajasthan's point of view. Okay, so we got quite a few more here. I think that the MIS one software, I think, depends on what algorithms senior management wants.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yep.
and Mohammed Irfan says KPI should not be generalized across industry, but should be organization specific. Yeah, we agree with that. Specialization and
Yes.
customization. And it's good systems to measure using KPI, but some of it can't accommodate all level.
True.
Oh, huh? Correct. Okay, you agree with that. You're a KPI master. And okay, Nantini loves what you said just now, excitement and recognition. And also, people engagement is important. Frequent discussion, one-to-one session to the main keys to develop your employees' well-being to derive for their best performance. Not just ask them to achieve KPI, but at the same time to understand their day-to-day difficulty and how to resolve it. That's
Yes.
the human aspect, right,
Yes.
John?
And this is very important. Yeah.
Mm.
Nurazrina, yes, it is true. Especially this one-on-one sessions. It is we actually place a lot of importance in this one-on-one session where we actually hold it on a weekly basis for our this head of department. I used to do it
Yeah.
on a regular basis. How regular? Weekly is the minimum. Yes,
Wow.
weekly. Yeah, weekly. Well, not for those kind of direct, not for all the direct report, but for the head of department. Yes, this is what we actually usually do it. Just wanted to get the pulse of the business, number one, and number two, it
Mm.
is actually a session, right, for us to establish the kind of bonding with our this direct report, especially the head of department, because the moment
Mm.
we can get the pulse of the company, uh, we can actually come in, step in to identify the challenges or problem early and provide our this supportive gesture and ideas.
Mm.
And I used to do this one-on-one this meeting before COVID. I used to do it over morning breakfast
Mm.
with my this team, and usually at 7:30. Yes, I
Mm.
actually meeting with my this direct report at 7:30. Yeah, and where they
Nice.
actually get to show me their numbers. Number one, then we kind of have a soft talk, how's the family, but then very quickly we will come into these numbers. Then from the numbers, we tend to actually talk about forecast, and then we start identifying is there any challenges or issue, or is there any way that I can actually help out by providing more resources, you know. Yes, one-on-one
Mm.
session is very important, especially for me to yes, uh, improve the bonding. And tell what, it has actually saved me some recruitment costs. Reason being, I will be able to get this person, because they kind of already established the bonding with us. Before they leave, before they tender the resignation, they'll come to kind of provide us the signal. So then I will take this opportunity to kind of to understand the root cause. Then I will then provide the solution and the help and the support from my side, so that to help turn around the situation, so that he do not give me that big letter. Yeah.
Mm.
Yes,
Okay.
it actually helped me on that.
All right.
Uh,
Actually, I wanted before we would go to that question over there. I wanted to
yeah,
say that for some people, right, they might say, ah, yeah, this meeting 101, 7:30 a.m. is very
yeah.
kekok. Kekok mean
Yeah.
awkward. You know, I don't want to talk about it and so on, right? But if you want to kickstart a culture of open communication,
Mm-hmm.
transparency, and trust, I think that that frequency of communication is very important.
Yes.
And at the very least, right, once they get used to it and they know that you are there, not because you want to, watch over them, but because you realize how important they are for you, then
Mm-hmm.
they will open up. And that's when you get to, really see real crux of the issues. And KPIs and all that, as you know, really something that I will see later on. That relationship building
Yes.
first is very important. And if
Yes.
you do that to your staff, your direct report will do to your team as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's a knock-on effect. So I think that's very critical. So I got this
Yeah.
Melvin asking, I'm not knowledgeable about this KPI or OKR. More often on or not, does not account to market economic changes, and it's only based on previous performances, and would punish employees if they are unable to achieve targets that would not be realistic given the scenario. Any comments to that? Uh huh.
Okay. Well, first thing first, I would like to kind of clarify. KPI and OKR are actually two. It sounds similar, but kind of it need to be used differently. And OKR is actually a tool for us to manage the performance. Well, it is something that allow the team to set very clear goal, and as well as the expectation. And because of the structure and many companies actually put it up into this system already, we can kind of use that to measure and track the progress. And with that, we will actually encourage for this weekly meeting to kind of look into the progress. And everybody report the progress together. And then from there, we kind of practice this transparency, working together. And because we are able to see the progress together, we we tend to be able to know who are not doing the work and who are actually lepak that much, and who are really working hard. You know what I mean?
I
And with
see.
that, seriously, it will be able to make this person, right, feel shy to continue to become that free rider. Okay, so that's
Yes.
the use
Yes.
of OKR, where is actually a system to really practice open management. And these tools actually started since 40 years ago, started since 1980, uh, from this company called Intel, actually kind of curated by this Andy Grove, the former CEO of Intel, then kind of popularized by Google. Well, I think everybody know who is Google, am I right? Well, this
Mm.
company actually adopt this OKR since the very beginning, the very first year when they formed the company, and until today, when they have grown the size to more than 100,000 this workforce, they are still continue using this OKR. So they actually see
Mm.
the beauty about using OKR system to kind of form the strategy, communicate very clearly what is the goal to be achieved, as well as the expectation. Well, they really love using this OKR. Whereas KPI is actually different. It is a different tool. It is a tool that we use to evaluate whether this person, this team, this department is kind of performing or not. And then from
Mm.
there, we will kind of have probably a monthly meeting, feedback to this person. Hey guys, this you have done really well, excellent. Please keep up the good job. Whereas for those that actually, the criteria is actually not met, yes, feedback is actually expected. With this, we will be able to help this person to become better. Yeah. And of
Mm.
course, at the end of the day, we are actually going to link KPI to this reward. Yeah. Yes. From there, with these people actually very clearly know that, oh, okay, yes, if I didn't do well, I can actually expect a slim bonus, at the end of the day. Yeah. So that is how we actually going to use KPI and OKR for. Yeah.
Mm. It's
Okay.
not easy, right?
So
Actually,
hope I
though,
actually
I like.
answered the questions, Melvin. Yeah.
I think that was very good. Thank you. And then I like how you distinct. You create a distinction between KPI and OKR, and
Yeah.
the different purposes that as to how
Yes.
you use it. Pairing it together with um, with your meetings, your style of communication with the team members is very good. Now, I wanted to jump. We're only 40 minutes in. I want to jump to the second question. This is a
Yeah.
quick one, right? Why are non-performers still clueless sometimes? Why is it do they don't know? So you
Okay.
probably answered it one of it because people don't speak to them. But but why
Yeah.
do
Yes.
people who are non-performers don't know?
Yeah, correct. Okay, one of it seriously is actually the poor leadership, where the leader didn't actually inform the person, hey, you are not performing. You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
and others one will be this thing. Um, there's no development opportunity in the companies. Yeah. So this
Ah,
person simply are not motivated. Yeah. So this one of the
exactly.
reason. Oh, okay. Well, another one is their contribution is not being valued. Well, seriously, when how should I put it? When their effort is not being kind of appreciated, seriously, this is the biggest demotivation that they're actually getting. Yeah. So how can
Agree.
we actually
Agree.
still expect this person to become motivated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the way to kind of do it simple, just appreciate by saying simple thank you. Well, we will be able to fix this part. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, another reason why non-performers still clueless sometimes is because probably the company kind of the focus is actually into the short term. Yeah,
Hmm.
having so many short term objective and a goal to be achieved, they kind of forgotten about this long term career development vision for this subordinate. So, but this is actually one of the reason, you know,
Hmm.
uh, because I can't see my future. Come on.
Yeah, lah, yeah, that's very
Yeah,
true. That's very
yeah.
true. And
Okay.
rightly put, short term versus long term objectives for the career, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, and they need to see their career path, clearly. 3 years down the road, where would I be? 5 years down the road, where would I be? Yeah. And the next thing will be unrealistic workload. This will be when I was very young. Seriously, as an entrepreneur, yes, I'm guilty about this.
Oh
And then I
dear.
scratching my head. Hey, how come my this guy is not actually motivated? When the company is still very small, we cannot expect multitasking, from our this staff. Yeah. Then we have a
Mm.
giant expectation, and seriously, they're just simply not able to cope with the workload. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, that's probably is my take. Why non-performer still clueless sometimes. Yeah.
Mm.
And one very important thing is I discover uh, sometimes back is because they are not capable. They are new. They are to many which are actually not performing. They are kind of new and they didn't actually got trained enough. And many managers they thought, okay, probably after 1 or 2 days kind of training or probably a brief walkthrough on your this responsibility and your this job function, someone could have picked it up already, but they have forgotten about this. And training is actually important, but mentoring and coaching are far important compared to just training. So we actually
Agree.
usually will put our this team member under someone mentorship, so that this person can actually learn from the sifu. You know what I mean? Yeah. So in this way, we will
Mm.
be able to get this person to become competent, and when this person actually become competent, well, they will be able to start performing. Yeah. So this is my
Wow,
take.
nicely
Yeah,
put.
for why non-performers still cruel sometimes, and seriously, because they are incompetent. Yeah, they need to be
Mm.
trained, they
Yeah,
need
the
to be
incompetent
mentored
lah.
and to be coached.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So in short, that
Yeah.
not everybody is a dead weight lah. There's always a chance lah. There's always a chance, but you need to make sure that from a structural perspective, you've given them. I was lucky because I worked for an American firm, and they were very particular about an individual's career. So we had this thing called the development framework, where it
Mm-hmm.
showcased your career trajectory if certain objectives or certain milestones have been met, and
Yeah.
then it will tell you also if you go up a certain level, what will change in your work, not in the things that you do, but in terms of your vision. So when you're going from an assistant to an executive to a senior exec, and exec to an assistant manager, because the word manager comes in, then there's people. So
Mm-hmm.
prior to becoming, an assistant manager, you want to be able to give some experience for people managing projects when they're a senior exec or an exec. So smaller projects when you're exec, senior exec, you get bigger projects, and it's shorter terms. Then once you
Mm-hmm.
step into assistant manager, then you have someone under you. So at the very least, the guys who are working, they know that they have something looking forward to, and you get some form of motivation, because the more work you do, the more responsibility you get.
Yes.
Assumingly, you get more pay and more reward and more recognition, kan?
Yeah,
Ah,
you're right. You're
but
right. You're
I
right.
think I think
Just
most
just
of the companies are not doing this properly lah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, just like just about one of the movie that my family have actually watched together, the Spider-Man. Well, the more power you have, the more responsibility you got to shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah, with more power, there's more responsibility, and that, I mean, some people don't want to get more power. They're just quite
Yeah.
happy to just do and stay what they want to do. And for those
Mm-hmm.
that say that, right, usually that I don't want to do more, I'm quite happy where I am. Most likely, they won't have any issue with performance, because they're quite driven to do what they're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to do. So they become an expert. It's the one that has no motivation to do more, but wants more money, or they're stuck in between. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got a
Yeah.
a few
It's true.
comments here lah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Mahis Warren was keep on going for the DW, the three types, the cash holes, the ice skaters, and the shooting ducks. Oh my god! And Nantini mentioned here, I think everyone has choices when wanting to not be that way. Yeah, they do. But to
Yes.
succeed and be part of a team, choices to be present in these initiatives, like attending briefs and communication, is vital. Learning from the diversity around you. It's actually very straightforward. If you want to
Yes.
change from
Yes.
that weight to effective team member, but sometimes it takes you need to give them that shock. Hey, let's wake up, and you're not
Yeah.
matching
Yeah.
it, right? That's what
Yeah.
KPI can come in. Look, I am a nice
Yeah.
person. I know that you probably can't meet KPI, but at the very least, 80% of KPI lah. We need that from
Mm,
you. But if it's
yeah.
like 20% die lah, okay, that my business also dead. Um, and Norazina says here, non-performers sometimes not being guided properly, no clear explanation on what is the company's direction. Yes, they felt
Yep.
demotivated and lack of opportunities given to them. At most of the times, constant motivation is very important, and it's true.
Yes,
We're only
it is.
human, right? We're
Yep.
only human, and we need that motivation. And at the very least, being people are aware that we are
Mm-hmm.
putting in enough effort, and that's like you said, like, it's all down to leadership, right?
Yes.
Leadership can. Yeah. And Melvin's back. I feel that non-performers do not feel that they are underperforming, that are underperforming are usually more focused on other things in life, and being constantly bombarded with life problems that make them feel that they are performing above average, even if they are not. Mm,
Mm.
very tough, this one. Very tough. What do you
Yeah.
think? What do you think, Sean? This one is like borderline.
Yeah, yeah. I feel that non-performer do not feel that they are underperforming. more focus on other things. Yes, I would say this will be uh in business we kind of strive for this product market fit. Yeah,
Mm,
so that we are able to have a good business. And in fact, in order for us to have a good team, we need to have this the person fit into the organization culture, and as well the
mm,
environment, and also the business. So I would say this is actually about making the people and business, and as well as culture
mm,
fit. uh you know
mm.
yeah, yes.
I think for this particular one, maybe what Melvin meant was
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes when you are under a situation of duress, when you stress, right? You stress about family. If you got kids, I got many moms and my mom and dad to take care of, or I got a sick member, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
stressed. And then when I come at work, and then people say you're not working hard, it's
Oh
so
yeah.
easy to just go, bam. I am trying
Okay.
my best. You don't know what
Yeah.
I'm dealing with. I'm putting a lot of effort here, and that could shadow because people then don't
Yes,
realize
yes,
actually,
yes, yes.
dude, your stress, your work level quality has gone down, but you still feel like
Mm-hmm.
you're overperforming. So that can happen. So I think that
Yeah,
that's
it's
when
true. Yep, yep.
communication
And
is
and, and, and many
very
leaders
key.
could have actually overlooked this part. And especially when I was
Mm,
younger, seriously, I was guilty of this also. Where you know, I don't really ask, hey, do you actually facing no, okay. I was not being that sensitive and caring enough, I would say, when I was younger.
mm,
Yeah.
mm,
And right now I tend to be more understanding. Yeah. And
mm,
sometimes, not all the times. Yeah, yes,
mm.
yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I were to ever add a remedy to this kind of situations where you're unable to determine what is the issue and so on, is take on read up about coaching or take on a coaching course
Mm-hmm.
and understand the art of questioning, and also the power of active listening. Because once you know how to use proper questioning skills, not like police type of question. Where are you? What you do? How can we do that? No, we're not talking the scary one. It's the way you question things to be able to solicit and probe into deeper underlying issues. It's
Mm.
about understanding or listening on things that are not being said. So I went through 2 coaching courses and it opened up my eyes, you know, on the beauty of how conversations can change people. So my answer to this is, try and find ways to communicate with someone, and at the same time, whenever someone is under duress or stress, ask that thing straight away because we can tell. Right? We know a staff very well, and they're coming to work frowning or they're stressed and they have to leave early for some reason. Their performance, their quality of work is dropping. Quickly just check out, hey, is everything okay? Not that I'm
Mm-hmm.
checking whether you're bad or not. I just want to know how things are. Worst come to worst, go and have a not a KPI chat, but a KOPI chat, a copy chat. People love that, the K the antagonist of a KPI. It's a
Yeah, yes,
KOPI.
yes,
You want
yes.
to go and have
Agreed,
a chat on
agreed.
that.
Yeah, Lisa, that's a
Yeah.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah, so we do have to have that. Now
Mm-hmm.
I want to so we sort of already talked through this lah before, apart from firing the person you mentioned just now, right? Maybe you want to
Yeah,
go through it
yeah.
again. What else can you do apart from firing the person?
Oh, okay. Now, well, before we take up the decision of firing the person, and right now, I have become more human. Yeah. Well, well, I will usually try to identify the root cause. Yeah, yeah. I'll
Mm,
go deeper. I tend to have a separate session with this fella, to find out, hey, what actually goes wrong, and through I would say coaching question, which I just kind of shared to us
mm,
earlier on. Yeah, I will kind of ask open questions. Hey, what's wrong recently? What actually happened? Yep, can I help? You know, and secondly, yes, it's very very important by this having a regular sessions with the meeting, right, with our this team, we can continually foster a supportive relationship. Yeah, with this supportive relationship actually build up, well, seriously, we will be able to slowly gradually influence this person, to to
mm,
to kind of become more motivated. Why? Because by understanding the challenge that this person going through, by showing that we are actually understanding for their this situation, usually this is actually good enough to motivate a person or to change their behavior at least, you know. And the next
Mm.
thing is very important, seriously, lead by example. Well,
Mm.
I actually kind of I like do some exercise early in the morning. Yeah, and then there's a reason why I kind of arrive office early before the MCO at these COVID things, you know,
Wow.
and
How
yeah,
early way?
5 or 6 o'clock, and usually I would, if I can sleep early, somewhere around 10:30. Before 10:30, I will usually wake up at 5.
Sorry,
Then
I'm
I'll
losing
do
you.
exercise. Yeah, and yeah, then I can arrive office before 7:30 and have my first meeting over breakfast. Yeah. So
Mm.
lead by example. Yes, if we want our this colleague to actually kind of arrive office earlier and get ready, well, show the example. Yeah. So this will be some advice I can actually provide, and also don't be just like me, just like right now. Keep on talking, talking, talking nonstop. Pause. You know, have a pause to provide opportunity for our this subordinate direct report to have the input.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's very good. That's very true. To be able to put on the brakes and then
Mm.
actually, we call it the power of silence, right? And
Yes.
also active listening because you want to give an opportunity for people to speak and then say their piece. And I like the fact that we want to give people second chances. We always want to.
Mhm.
We don't if we on impulse and in one go we want to lay down the law. That's not the right way because working is almost like family. If you
Yep.
calculate the time amount of time that you spend in the office and at home with your family, you'll be surprised. You find that you actually spend more time in the office. So, like it or not, work is sort of like your second family that you see a lot more often, and the dynamic is almost very the same. And if you're able to just um, lend an ear, spend some time, you need to do that. That is, you need to be able to have that heart to heart. Even if you're the type of person that is not like you feel strange, I'm a boss, right? Why am I gonna suddenly sit down here and listen to you? No, that shouldn't be the case. It's person to person, heart to heart, man to man, whatever you call it lah. And it has to be, in confidence and you giving them the opportunity to speak. Very, very critical. Yeah,
Yes.
so we got a
Very true.
few
Very
people
true.
here. So agree with Melvin. We need to do our part, and let's see what it says here. VW normally fall into category do won't do category. PIP safe way to manage. Yeah, we actually haven't gone to PIP yet, right? And also there was a few talks or a few comments before about it's all about pre-hiring, right? Making the right
Mm-hmm.
choices, the JD and so on, the hiring process. There's quite a whole lot. And then I think Muhammad Irfan did mention that we should do part two. So I kind of sort of like agree. Maybe we should look at part two as well.
Yeah.
Some other comments here. And also said, did we hire the right person by asking the right experience, skill set, knowledge, and informing the right thing to expect in reality? So yes,
Mm.
I wanted to challenge this, right? Like going for an interview is like going out on a the first date. There's only so much you can find out about the person until you actually live and stay with
Yeah.
the person or go out a few times.
Yes.
So in an interview, a lot of things can be said, but
Mm-hmm.
that uh, people have to walk the talk, right? When they come in and then they've already presented themselves, they look good, personality wise, great.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in the past, for me, in my previous firm, I in fact, for really really important candidates or sadly senior exec level that I feel that there's a fit thing that I want to do, I actually asked the team to invite the candidate to go out and lunch with the team first, and everybody give feedback before I agree to hire. So,
Wow. Okay.
for
This
the
is
ones
good.
that are and got budget for it too, yeah. Because for me, I
Yeah.
know
Okay.
stability for the team members is very important. If I bring in someone who's going to be toxic or problematic, it will
Yeah.
impact everyone. So I do get a lot of people coming in. Sorry, so Nurazlina said here, some non-performer just felt they have no value even though they're trying hard to perform their best. Hence, the manager play important role to probably just directly acknowledge their good job. Do simple things like buy coffee, nasi lemak, casual talk indirectly can enhance their perception towards their higher level management. So they think they're not all high level sucks. And at the end, they can improve their capability and day to day tasks confidently. Yes,
Yes.
yes, that's a very good point, Raslina. Um, I want to say also, right, when sometimes when you can't fire the person, I have spoken heart to heart that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
obviously you're not performing, and then I can see that you're not happy with the work. Have you ever considered some other place? I'm not saying that I want you to go and try some other place. What other things would you like to do? Let me hear. And because of that, I had people who left work, willingly and happily and said, Rizal, thank you. You really opened up my mind that I actually have more value elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there is a win-win situation there. And sometimes when you have that conversation, because we're just people anyway, we're genuinely trying to help.
Yep.
Either help improve within the company or you help yourself, post current company to a potential new job. Yeah, I've done that before. Hire a manager, ask for director KPI, pay for assistant manager. Alamak, that one is. Yeah, yeah. I see this is a national issue rather than an organization. Lah. Okay, the truth be told, I mean, we can only do so much, but having conversations like we're having now,
Mm-hmm.
is what is necessary, right? Keep the conversation going and then
Yeah,
ask people
true.
like Sean to share thoughts about it. Hey, you know what, Sean? Believe it or not, we are at 1 hour and 2 minutes, and the conversation has been very, very hot. We got so many comment panas.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for this panas
Yeah,
comment.
I know, right? Yeah. So yeah, very, very good. Let's have a look at one more comment here. It says from Melvin. I do understand we are talking about that weight, so this might be off topic. But how about people who have imposter syndrome, where they feel like they are dead weight and they don't or shouldn't belong within the company? Should the remedy be the same as someone who is dead weight? Hmm. Okay, I will let Sean answer this one first, and anyone in the show today, feel free to comment and answer on Melvin as well. Sean,
Yeah.
you get the first
Um,
bat. Oh,
okay, now, uh, well, seriously, probably I just share for one occasions which had just actually happened in my this companies. Well, there was this ladies from internship after she actually completed her internship, then we actually kind of confirm her this position as a permanent staff. Okay, well, she is actually handling our this inventory and processing on this invoicing and DO. It's more like a sales admin, person.
hmm,
Well, when I actually comes in, I kind of see this person capability. Then I would say, hey, hi. Okay, her name is actually Ija. Hey, hi, Ija. Well, what do you think if we actually put you to start communicating with this customer? Well, this person is actually very introvert. Yep. So much so that
hmm,
she was actually overwhelmed and stressed out. And in fact, I got it from another colleague. She actually cried, yeah, out of too much pressure. Well, seriously, then I just did what I just kind of shared. I kind of find out the root cause. I get these young ladies, a fresh grad, as you all know, to sit down and then I just find out, oh, what's wrong. Let me understand more about your this academic background. She was actually from this mathematic degree, and so logical
yep,
thinking, she's kind of very strong. And for my the other business is actually dealing with equipment, engineering equipment,
hmm,
things for measuring. Well, after conversation with her, then I identified something she need to get good at. It's actually the product knowledge. And
hmm,
also because she was actually kind of introvert, she's kind of having pressure or uneasy whenever she need to communicate with someone. So she was kind of overwhelmed on this, and
hmm,
for me, my decision is I wanted to grow her because she deserved that. Yeah, because
hmm,
she's kind of so intelligent with this logical thinking.
hmm,
I believe, being someone that's able to communicate better will, number one, add more value to the company, and number two, add more value to herself. So
hmm,
I decided to kind of to join her journey to grow. So what I did,
Mm.
I number one, every morning we during the morning check-in meeting, we get her to share things that she need to get improved on. So she will do research, the night before. Then in the same morning, she just share a brief 3 to 5 minutes kind of things that can she can actually work on. And so by this sharing what she has learned and things that she can do to get improved on, she basically getting improved, got improved. And
Mm.
during and afternoon will be a second session, 1:30. Okay, this 1:30 is kind of will be a session for her to share the equipment. You know,
Mm.
she actually having a team up with another also intern and getting to become permanent staff also. So both of them actually learn together the equipment, and they just share what they managed to learn up to. Then and during this 1:30 afternoon, I kind of shared deeper, more than just the how to use the equipment, but the application and what do and don't, and how to actually handle inquiry, handle objection. So by doing this, she is actually getting better and more confidence. And tell what, she actually enjoy what she's actually doing it now. So
Wow. Now.
I always be, yes. Now, early after two
Wow.
months, yes.
Okay.
So she has successfully expanded her this comfort zone. Yes. So I hope I have actually answered your this questions, Melvin. Yeah.
Well answered. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a simpler one.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about uh, imposter syndrome and someone who suddenly feels like even though they're not that weight, they're always feeling that they're never sufficient, and it's quite common. I would say the person who I respect the most in my previous roles, not the most, one of the few people that I respect who's been working with me for quite a long time, constantly doubt themselves. Always.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot do that. I cannot do. But in my eyes, oh my God, you are so much better than me.
Yeah.
And the person constantly have the imposter syndrome that I cannot match because they always try to compare themselves with someone else. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, whenever I see someone having that inferiority syndrome, I always try and let's try and achieve small things together and break it down. Usually,
Mm-hmm.
kids have this. Kids want to achieve so much, but then they have to realize that to achieve something, it's a big goal. You need to do the small things first. So each time I have someone who feels that way, okay, work through with them and then say, okay, what is it they need to do? Okay, if you need to do it in 5 days, let's extend it to a few days and do it slowly first.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, the person who can do it, they will do it in 3 days anyway, even though I've extended it. It
Yeah.
wasn't a matter of whether they can or cannot do. They just feel they don't have the confidence to do it. But they know whether they have imposter syndrome. So for me, building that confidence is try to break it down for them and then work on it slowly together and let the small wins become big wins in the end. And
Yes.
usually that's the case. But my favorite person that I used to work with before, still have that issue, which is, oh man, I'm not so good, I'm not so good. Constantly doubting. But when pedal to the metal, the number one to finish, the most highest quality, and so on, all the time. But yeah, all the time. All right.
Yeah.
So I think we got quite a lot of comments. Thanks, Mama
Mm-hmm.
Irfan. You've been saying a lot of stuff here, right? Is for me to be a believer in giving something, but must do more. So I wanted to say, before whatever it is, before we end, right, guys, if you're on the show, please connect with Sean on LinkedIn. He's an amazing guy, and then we've been speaking a few times the past few weeks, and I really like what he's doing, and he's got an amazing group of people that he's working with. So do connect with him, and you'll find out he actually has a lot to offer. Okay, but before we end today's show, because we are already 109,
Yeah.
9 minutes past an hour, be shown any last few words before we end the session to all our viewers.
Well, I would say thank you so much for tuning in. Well, a tips to kind of to share out is to motivate our this dead weight. Very important thing is set realistic strategy and goals as well as expectation. Yeah, and yes, strategy actually can actually make a difference, but however, executable. Executable what they call
Yes.
strategy, right, will actually make things happen. Okay, so this is
Nice.
what I would like to close for the night, the quote.
Yeah.
I
All
would say,
right.
and
Thank
thank
you
you so
so
much,
much.
Rizal, for inviting me to become the guest for tonight. Thank you so much. Yeah.
No, no,
And
man.
thank you
Man. Thank
for all
you
the
for
audience that actually
yeah.
come in to that actually tune in. Thank you.
Y- Yes, yes.
Yeah,
So I want to say thank you so much, Sean, for joining me in today. I know that this is the first time for you to do it live on LinkedIn. You were doing it on Facebook and so on. So
yeah,
congratulations, you did really well. I think the 1 hour flew very, very fast. But I mean, we learned quite a lot, and I think the audiences also enjoyed the session. And it's not only for the live session, this session is recorded. It will be on LinkedIn, it'll be on my YouTube page, and also my Facebook Incomplete Leader page. So if you have any further questions you want to ask about KPI, OKRs, or any underperforming or performing issues, reach out to Sean on LinkedIn, and he'll be happy to reach out to all of us. So William Chan says thank you. Miles Warren also says nice session, and Simon Fry, thank you for the valuable session. Thanks so much, man. And thanks, Rajeshundram. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, and thanks, Mama Irfan. You've been very, very active and supportive as well. I really appreciate it. Okay, yes, yes, cool. Thank you so much. Now, before we
thank
go,
you.
I also want to take this opportunity to wish everyone here, because I'm not so sure whether I'm going to do next week or not, right? Because next week is Gong Xi Fa Chai. It's Chinese New Year, Gong Xi Fa Chai, right? So I want to wish everyone here Gong Xi Fa Chai. Have a safe trip home or wherever you're going, and take care when you're driving. Have a good time with family, and stay safe. More importantly, all right. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. I want to. Okay, Sean, you can say goodbye to everyone. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
bye
Thank
everyone. Have a
you.
good
Bye
night.
bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
อ้อยอีเอียงเถียงกันตลอดเวลาเสือกับสิงก็คมกันขอเป็นเจ้าป่าต่างไม่ยอมจะพูดจาตกลงกันอย่างเธอกับฉันอันที่จริงเราก็มีหัวใจให้กันแล้วทำไมเธอกับฉันคอยขัดกันทุกทีเรื่อยไปเธอก็เสือฉันก็สิงทั้งที่จริงไม่มีอะไรรักกันแต่ทำไมเป็นอย่างนี้ฉันกับเธอต้องเจอกันอีกตั้งเท่าไหร่แล้วเมื่อไรจะพูดดีๆฉันก็ยอมเธอก็ยอมให้กันสักทีจะให้ดีเธอยอมก่อน